All right, so let's talk a little bit about training again. We talked about warm up. We talked about the active warm up, mobility, stretching. Now let's talk about med ball work. If you don't have med balls at your gym, A, that sucks. B, you should probably find a different gym. And C, if you say you can't find a different gym, that's it might be true. But you can always get some med balls and just do them in your garage at home, or like in your parking lot, in the neighborhood, circle. You can do it there. Scare the people that live around you. Another thing, if you want to get a sled and do that, really piss off your neighbors. That's a lot of fun. Think about doing that as the holidays are approaching. But med ball work really is not super complicated. When it comes to thinking about what med balls to buy if you need to, I would get two. I would get a 5 kilogram, and if you're a woman, probably like a 2 kilogram. If you're a male, probably like a 3 kilogram ball. So it's going to be like the red is a 2 kg, yellow is a 3 kg, and the orange is a 5 kg ball. If you go through Perform Better and buy them, you can also get med balls from like Amazon if you want to. But from my history from ordering med balls on Amazon, is they suck. They are terrible. Don't do it. Go through Perform Better, spend an extra couple bucks. The guys over there are great. They have awesome customer service if anything goes wrong. If your med balls break, you send them back to them, and they'll probably send you another one because the med balls are made to last. Amazon, not so much. It was like Vallejo brand med ball. No, it was like a power. It was like a decent brand too. I was pissed off. Thing must have been the cold or something like that. But anyways, so there's a couple main movements that we're going to go to when it comes to the med ball work. One is going to be the chest pass. There's 3 ways you can do this. There's really 3 progressions. There's like the kneeling chest pass. I usually tend to skip that with people just because I think I get a lot more out of the chest pass in an athletic position in bracing for the impact. So when you catch it, you're bracing really at the core, and you're not allowing yourself to, get hit in the chest or, go off to a side, because a lot of times when you throw it, it's probably not going to come like directly back at you. And that's actually one of the good coaching things to look at. If you are throwing a med ball and it's coming to the side, you're probably throwing a lot more on one side than the other. Make sure it's an actual chest pass. Man, I wish we had 3D. Like an actual chest, like a chest pass, and not like a shot put, because that's a whole different movement that we're going to get to. So for shot puts, that's another great upper body med ball movement. I like to coach it elbow up, bring that shoulder blade back, then you're just going to throw it forward. You can do that facing the wall or sideways with a little hip action in there too. Just make sure if they're going to do the hip action as well as any kind of med ball work where the hips are moving, make sure they keep their shoulders in line with their hips. Otherwise, you're going to get like a lot of lumbar rotation, which we really don't want. We want they'll just be throwing it with all upper body and they won't actually be turning their hips. Make sure they keep their shoulders in line with their hips when they throw. So when it comes to, again, the shot put, make sure you're bringing that shoulder blade back, pushing all the way forward. It should be one-handed. It should be a support hand and a pushing hand. That's it. It's not like a chest pass or like the guys who think they can play basketball at the men's rec league, shooting with 2 hands. No, it should be like Michael Jordan's shooting coach taught me. Well, he really did. He was at a basketball camp. You're supporting with one hand. The other hand is just, helping out. I mean, you're supporting with one hand, and one hand's doing all the work. So one hand makes sure the ball doesn't fall over shot put. And another quick pro tip, when you do the shot put, make sure you are throwing it against the wall and it is coming back in the same place where you leave it. Leave your hand. So if you push it forward, you don't want to catch it down here. You want to catch it here. So if that means putting it a little bit higher on the wall, do it. If it means throwing it a lot harder, absolutely do it. That's one of the main things I coach when it comes to the med ball work, is throw the ball as hard as you freaking can. Stop throwing it like, just chilling out. That's not the warm-up. You're in the workout. This is where we are getting some work done. We are training. So make sure you're throwing that ball as hard as you can. Let's see, where was I? So Again, shot put, great. Make sure you're throwing the ball and catching it in the same place where you left your hand. Otherwise, you're doing way too much work. You're bending down for the ball. You are wasting time. Same thing with the chest pass. Don't throw a chest pass here, then catch it down here. That is a waste of time. So the other two big ones when it comes to beginning med ball stuff, a hip toss, again, shoulders in line with your hips. Your toes are perpendicular to the wall. So this is perpendicular. Does that make sense? So it's like a right angle. So your feet are perpendicular to the wall. So your chest is facing away from the wall. You are throwing it towards the wall. Keep your shoulders in line with your hip. Make sure it's a toss and not a push or like a chest pass. Arms should be hanging down. And you can start the half kneeling. I like to start standing because I think the half kneeling is kind of confusing. So if you want to start standing up, just bring your hips into the wall. You can also make sure, like if you do play a sport, if you're familiar with sports like like golf swing, baseball swing, hockey, shot, tennis, and any of that stuff, where you kind of turn that back foot in, do that with the med ball stuff. It should have a follow through. So you're going to get a little internal rotation at that back hip. So that's hip toss. The other thing is overhead throw, where you can do is 2 feet together. The overhead throw, I think, is, again, you want to make sure you don't have any shoulder problems before you do that. If you have a shoulder problem, like any kind of shoulder stability or scapular stability problem, that's going to cause issues, so don't even do it. You know what? Let's just stay with that. Let's stay with those three. Those should be your 3 go-to med ball movements. And then the bonus 4, overhead slam, where you take that big 5 kg ball overhead, slam it as hard as you can in front of you. Again, when it comes to throwing the ball down and making sure it doesn't get away from you, throw it right in front of you, not so it hits you in the face, but make sure you throw it an inch or 2 in front of your face, so you don't hit your face, but you're not reaching out and leaning forward to catch the ball. Those are the simple things that will A, make it look a lot better, B, easy to coach, and 3, you won't be wasting so much time. Did I do 1, B, and 3? I hope I did, because that's a great movie reference. Let me know if you know which one it is. It's actually Home Alone. Don't worry about it. It's a holiday movie. So that's that. That's the med ball stuff. Working 2 of those movements, 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12. That's going to get the job done. If it is a single arm movement like the shot put, I would just go with about 6 to 8 reps on each side, and again, stick with 2 to 3 sets. That would be your med ball work. If you're done with the med ball work, again with the programming, mix it up. You don't always have to do the same 2 med ball movements all the time. I'll go into some more advanced stuff in the future when I get into the gym and shoot some stuff, but for now, that should get you started with the med ball work. And again, if your gym doesn't have a med ball wall, ask them, where can you throw med balls? And if they don't have one, maybe it's time to look for another gym if you really want to do that, if that's something important to you. Because, training in commercial gyms sucks. You owe it to yourself to find a better place to train.